All right, guys. So continuing on from my last video, want to talk about the secondary this time because this is the obvious thing that I think a lot of you guys definitely want to hear, or a lot of you guys are thinking the same things I'm thinking. But we need more. We need more younger, not just younger talent, but we need to find something. Um, the secondary everyone thought was going to be a weakness. I'm sorry, but a lot of people thought that the secondary was going to be a strength this year. I was one of those kind of people that was like, I don't really like it. I understand that we brought back a lot of championship experienced players, personnel from our team last year. A lot of those guys played, especially in the national championship, but they have certain weaknesses that I questioned was going to be improved upon. And even though that a lot of the guys like DeMarco Hellams and Jordan Battle and Brian Branch and Josh Jobe and right, I know that those guys, including even Daniel Wright, but I know that a lot of those guys were very, very good and or great in specific areas. But they have a lot more weaknesses in areas that are very, very important for the type of positions that they play. And those things, especially in this scheme, have not been good. Have not been good. And it's damn near cost us 2 losses. It almost cost us 2 losses. We did suffer a loss against the quarterback that completed barely 52% of his throws. But I think the most just appalling part about it is that we almost lost 2 games to quarterbacks that can't even complete more than 60% of their throws for their career. So I definitely feel like this is definitely the time for changes to be made. I feel like, again, every position I think should be up for grabs. I think that just like I said in the last video, whoever brings in the most intensity, whoever brings in the focus, whoever brings in that leadership to this team should get the start, should get the nod from Mississippi State and for future games moving on forward. The past 6 weeks, Nick Saban has raved upon lack of leadership. He's raved upon a lack of focus. We haven't completed a full game yet this year. And we are literally trembling on the brink of disaster for this football season. We lost to an unranked school for the first time in 100 games in 14 years since 2007. And because of that embarrassment, we need to make changes. And I think this is definitely the week to probably do it, depending on who shows up for this week of practice. So talking about the secondary real quick, again, we have guys that are great in specific areas. DeMarco Hellams, Jordan Battle, and Brian Branch. Those 3 guys are great, are really good in run support. They're known as enforcers. These are guys that can lay the boom and can change the momentum, based off of a hit. Those guys are enforcers, and they do bring a quality of leadership to this football team. So I understand the loyalty aspect of it from Nick Saban. However, at these safety positions, maybe not the star position, because we all know Malachi Moore is the better player than Branch, so maybe I can exclude him out. But DeMarco Hellams and Jordan Battle, these guys are not rangy safeties. They're not playmakers. These are guys that are not the greatest communicators in the secondary. These are guys that get lost in man coverage, and again, they kind of forget their zone responsibilities. But the most important part about it was that they're just not rangy guys. They can't cover ground. They lack discipline in the back end a lot of the times. And we need to do something about it. Now, again, we got younger talent like Kane Williams. We have younger talent like Terrion Arnold, who's a 5-star safety. We have Daniel Wright, and I can't believe I'm even saying this, but at least Daniel Wright, even though for the most part he gets lost a lot in coverage, and he's way more inconsistent when it comes to really getting this defense, this complex defense that Pete Golding has. When he's on his A game, when he understands what he's doing, he's always there at the right place at the right time to give us a turnover. Whether if it's forcing a fumble, whether if it's a important pass deflection, or when it comes to just intercepting the ball. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but it's true. He's one of the only safeties on our team that actually can locate the football. So the fact that Daniel Wright, who a lot of us are not fans of, is the only safety probably right now on this roster that we've seen with valuable playing time experience, the fact that he's the only player that is the rangy playmaking safety, and he's our backup now because he got benched because of the rough 3 games that he had, that's a problem. And I wonder now if, again, if Kane Williams and some of the younger talent that we got at the safety position, I wonder if these, how are these guys doing in practice? I wonder if can we make the transition of maybe moving Malachi Moore to safety, maybe moving Brian Branch to safety? Because, and we see Brian Branch play at safety a little bit last year, and he was able to make some plays against the ball. So I wonder, do we have players that can make the transition from corner or to star to safety, or do we have some of the younger talent, and should we give them an opportunity? Again, I think we've seen enough about DeMarco Hellams and Jordan Battle. They're not good in man coverage. They're not rangy guys. They can't cover ground quickly, and they're not instinctive players when it comes to playing against the ball. So I wonder, should we make a change? I wonder, do we have the personnel to do it? And if we have players that bring the intensity, that bring the focus, but bring those intangibles that I named, why not give those players an opportunity when right now we are on the cusp of disaster? Talking about the outside corners real quick, I wondered about our outside corners. Kool-Aid needs to start, and I don't even think there's no discussion about this. From what we've seen from Kool-Aid, from what we've seen from him before, he's the only cornerback on this team that constantly turns his head to look for the football, to locate it. Does he have some pass interference and some holding calls? Yes. But at least he tries. Whenever the ball is up and whenever he sees the receiver's eyes trying to locate the ball, he turns around with a quickness, and he always tries to locate the ball. He's the only cornerback on this damn team, outside cornerback on this team, that actually has playmaking instinction. He's the only one that has the instincts of the type of corner that we want. Josh Jobe is a physical corner. He's great in press. But damn it, he is the king of holding and pass interference calls for this football team. And for anyone that's going to debate that or try to dispute that, you are a fool. I don't care if you want to get at me at Twitter, at it, I don't care. But you are a fool if you don't think that Josh Jobe is not the king of pass interference or holding calls for this football team. Very physical quarterback, but he can't locate the football. He's not instinctive. And he has a holding and pass interference, and he has a PI problem. He just does. Jalen Armour-Davis, we've seen some times where he tries to locate the football. I just think he lacks the athleticism to play. There's something he's lacking. Because again, he's not the most physical. He's not the quickest. He's not the fastest. He's not the most technical. He's like Slade Bolden on the defensive side of the ball. He's good in areas. He has good length, good size. But it's just something that he's lacking. So maybe you keep Josh Jobe on one end, and maybe you place Kool-Aid on the other. But it is obvious that Kool-Aid, compared to the other two outside corners, he's the most athletic out of the two. He's the most athletic. He's the most instinctive. And he has by far the most upside out of all the cornerbacks. Like 3 to 4 years from now, we're probably going to be talking about Kool-Aid as a first-round pick. Can we say the same thing about Josh Jobe or Jalen Armour-Davis after this year? I don't know if we can. So I do know that at that outside quarterback position where we've been absolutely dismantled with penalties, we need to do something about that. We need playmakers at the outside cornerback position. And I don't know if Josh Jobe and Jalen Armour, no, I know that those are not the guys. Those are definitely not the guys right now. So maybe you keep Josh Jobe as a starter, but Jalen Armour-Davis, I do know this for sure, and I like him. He has a good redemption story. This is a guy that could have had opportunity in 2018 to start, got his opportunity taken away from him. But we need a playmaker. We need someone to give us a brand new energy, brand new life into the secondary. Because I don't know if we can do it in our safeties. I think we lack the depth there. But I do know we have certain players that can at least give us some damn life in our outside cornerback position, and that's Kool-Aid. So the secondary until we fix it, it's going to continue to be the weakness of our team. We don't have the pass rushers on our defensive line besides Will Anderson, and I'll talk about that next in the next one. But we need to start with something. We need players that can give us brand new life, that can give us a brand new focus, brand new energy. And sometimes bringing in younger talent will do that. Sometimes when you win a national championship, you lose that edge, you lose that pedigree. But for some of the other players that are young, that are playing special teams, they may lack experience and they may they may have bad moments, but damn it, at least they'll give you, they'll give you 100%. They're not going to lose that pedigree. They're not going to lose that edge and focus. Just look at Dallas Turner with the different A&M, just running all over the football field, not giving up, continuing to fight hard, doing his job by setting the edge. I think that's what we need, man. We need life. But let me know in the comment sections what you guys kind of think about this, and we can definitely hash it out there in the comments. But next up, we're going to talk about the front seven or defensive line, and then we're going to talk about the offensive line. Or I might just do both. I might just talk about both. But anyway, guys, let me know how you guys feel, and we can definitely hash it out there. Anyway, Jan Sports, a.k.a. Jan716, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.